It's that time again. Let's see what's in the vintage toy box. And today on Vintage Toy Box, I've got two beautiful action figures to show you, both from two series that I absolutely love. And they are these two guys. Now I'm sure a lot of you will recognize this guy as Quark from Star Trek, predominantly Deep Space Nine. But I'm not sure many of you will know who this guy is. This guy actually comes from a series called Andromeda that was also written by the late and great Gene Roddenberry, the guy who basically wrote Star Trek. This series came out 1 year before, no, I'm wrong, 2 years before Deep Space Nine. And basically the premise of this series is also a space series, but it's about a ship called the Andromeda Ascendant. And it and its captain and crew are basically used to try and bring back law and order to the galaxy. Bring out the government that used to be there that was overthrown during a war. It's a really good series. For any of you who've not seen Andromeda but know Star Trek and you love Star Trek, go ahead and give it a try. You'll love it, I guarantee it. Okay, so why don't we take a closer look at these figures and I'll talk a little bit more about them. So, the first one we're going to look at is this one, and this is Quark from Star Trek Deep Space Nine. Now, Deep Space Nine was a little bit different to the other Star Trek series in that it was actually about the space station itself. And this character was a bar owner. He owned Quark's bar and like a recreational place where the crew would go and have a drink and relax after a hard day's work or a hard mission. Quark is a Ferengi, and their species is predominantly like merchants, businessmen, traders, and they're always looking to make a quick buck and the most amount of profit. So yeah, he's a very shrewd character as well. This is a very beautiful figure. I like the outfit. This is what he normally wears. The face sculpt is pretty good. I mean, I'll try and bring him close for you. Pretty close to what he was. Not a lot of articulation in this. Only the arms move. The legs don't move at all. The head, I think, moves. Oh no, the head does move, so only the arms. This figure is from 1999, I believe. That's when the series came out, and I think these were made. I don't have a box, so I can't really check exactly. I got him from my wonderful chap that I mentioned before at the Greenwich Market. Always has some good action figures for me. So he's about, I want to say close to 22 years old, which is quite impressive. Or 20 years old, because this came out in 1999. So yeah, that is Quark. I'm very happy to get him. I never even knew they made this, to be honest. When I first saw this on the stand, I was like, wow, okay. I never realized they actually even made these particular Star Trek characters, like Quark and the other ones that were on the space station. But I'm pretty glad I got him. I'm sure a lot of people know Star Trek Deep Space Nine. I mean, I watched Star Trek Deep Space Nine. I watched all the Star Treks. I started watching Star Trek from the very beginning. Yeah, I'm showing my age a bit, but even from Captain Kirk days. So I'm a Trekkie, which is kind of a bit of a bugbear between me and my husband because Stephen is a Warrie. He loves Star Wars. I love Star Trek. So, but we agree to disagree. So that is Quark. Pretty good sculpt, as I said, on the face. I quite like that. So the next action figure I'm going to show you is, I'm going to have a little bit of an issue showing this to you. I'll try. It's just that it's very big. It's about 30 centimeters tall, which is very big for an action figure, but okay, I'll try to do it this way. So this guy is Rev Bem. Now, Rev Bem comes from the series Andromeda, as I said before. His character is one of the people on the Andromeda Ascendant. I think he's the navigator. A little bit about his character before I actually go into the action figure is he is a Magog. Now, the Magog creatures in the series Andromeda were they were really bad. They were more animalistic than actual people. Their big premise was just kill, murder, destroy kind of thing. He, though, was the exception to the rule. He joined the Order of the Way, which is a religious order, which is why he wears this little... I'm actually surprised little bracelet's actually on him. Anyway, and he ends up becoming one of the good guys. He becomes more human, more eloquent, and he then gets the name Rev Bem, or Reverend Bohemial Far Traveler. You get given a new name when you join this order. Originally, he was called Red Plague. I mean, that just tells you exactly what kind of character he was. But yeah, this is a really beautiful action figure of him. I mean, it's completely fur covered, just like the character was. This must have been a lot of hot makeup for this poor guy to wear. The face sculpt is amazingly good. That looks just like him. I should point out that this particular model is from, I think, the first series. When the first series came out, this is how he looked. He did change a hell of a lot in the later series, and that was specifically because the actor playing this guy developed a latex allergy, so they ended up having to change the character and ended up making him a lot more human looking. I'll try to put a picture here somewhere of what he looked like in the later series. You'll see it is a big change. But anyway, this guy, this is what he wore in the very first series. This is all he wore. Later on, he would wear robes and that. I'm assuming because he stopped wearing the costume and that, because this is really, 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 I mean, hot. But this is a beautiful figure. It's got foot articulation, if I can just see. Yeah, the feet's smooth. It hasn't got the knee. It's got the leg articulation. I mean, this is also about 22 years old. So it's got the old-fashioned sort of action figure articulation. It's got the arms that move. The hands are just gorgeously sculpted as well. This whole thing is really, really well sculpted. You can see the hands, even the claws, and they're actually quite sharp. And of course, the very little bit of hair he has. So yeah, it's for an action figure, it's very big. As you can see, if I stand it up, you won't see much besides his legs. That's why I've got him lying down like this. But I've had this one for a while. I've just not actually showed it because I've not had anything to go with it, so I could do like a whole video until I got Quark, the other one, and then I was like, yeah, okay, now I can finally show you. This is one of my favorite pieces and one of my prized possessions, because they didn't make a lot of these, to be honest. They made a couple of the main characters, but they're quite hard to come by now, and if you want any of these, you've got to go through getting them from America, and they can be pricey. I was lucky to get this one at a decent price. I won't say what their price is, but it was at least decent compared to the others. So yeah, this is Rev Bem, or Bohemian Far Traveler, and I mean, there's not much I can say about this figure other than that it's really beautiful, and I'm very pleased to have him in my collection. And that's our video. I really hope you enjoyed looking at these action figures with me as much as I enjoyed talking about them with you. I've been waiting so long to show you this guy, but I've had him in my collection for ages but not had another action figure that I can actually show alongside him. I just thought a video on him alone would be a bit short, but now I got Quarky here. And I thought it was the perfect opportunity to show these two together because basically they come from the same creator, although it's two different series. And I just thought it would be nice to talk about both series together. I haven't got any other Star Trek figurines, although I might actually get some more. If you'd like to see me show some more Star Trek figurines, some more of the vintage ones, please let me know down below in the comments and I'll see if I can get my hands on them. And now I've got a question for you guys. For those of you who are Trekkies, even if you're not Trekkies but have watched Star Trek, which is your favourite Star Trek series? Mine, I think, would have been Generations. I just love Data. I think he was amazing. And really amusing too. Let me know down below what is your favourite Star Trek. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. Until next time, and I'll see you then. Bye! Hey guys, if you liked the video, please rate, comment and subscribe. It really does help me out. And thank you all for your continued and wonderful support of my channel.